This is the one-day reading for the S&P 500 throughout the day of March 11th, 2022. It's currently March 1st, 2022. The time is 9:52 p.m. The overall theme and behavior, again, we have a sideways decline, so it's like a kind of like a price swinging, or price swaying, I should say, with a decline trend. And a female leader may also be highlighted. There's a big fast sudden move higher in the pre-market right around the open. A important price level is highlighted. It's signified by the peace card. We have a sharp decline from the open through multiple support levels in roughly the first half hour of trading. And then we bump up against the resistance, or bump along resistance, I should say, possibly breaking through it and meeting another one and bumping along it between roughly 10 and 11. The majority of the time for that, roughly that hour, will be bumping along resistance. And then from 11 to 12, we attempt to establish support. A male leader, ruler of nation, is highlighted at roughly 12 to 1, somewhere in there. And we have a move higher off of the support, breaking through resistance and successfully creating new support out of that resistance between roughly 12 and 1-ish. But then we do break down out through that same price level with spikes on the way down, and those are lower spikes, I should say, that meet resistance at their moving averages. Between 2 and 3, we have that prior day's card was highlighting this as well. So we have back and forth wishy-washy, difficult to determine. The market's trying to determine which way we're going to go. And then in the last hour, it looks like we do bullish rotation along a support level. But then in the post market, we have a big move higher. It's a prominent move higher, and right around the close, we have that big push to the upside, possibly moving the upper end of a range to a higher price level. There is a sharp decline off of the high due to multiple headwinds, and an important price level is highlighted around the low for the day, and it looks to me like based on that, the low is going to be roughly over here towards the very beginning of the day. Sneak preview card for the 14th is going to be bumping up to a resistance and then breaking down with increasing volatility on the way down from that resistance. I'm advised to trade on the 11th around the big push higher to reach a distant resistance level. And to get more clarity and highs and lows and crests and the timing for all that, stay tuned for the meta pattern recognition portion developed over the last 22 years by yours truly. So check it out and let me know what you think, guys. I'll see you all in a bit. Hey guys, it's Approveb. This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for March 11th, 2022. It's currently March 4th, 2022 at 2:04 a.m. The overall theme and behavior for the day is going to be some more sideways fluidity, but like back and forth kind of fluidity, but with a downward trajectory. We have an important low today as well. There's a fast sudden move higher in the pre-market, a trade opportunity right around the open. We have some of that downward fluctuation right around the open at an important price level. It could easily be the same price level that we visited in the pre-market. I'll scratch that, guys. So there's an important price level right around the open, and then we declined through multiple support levels in the first half hour. A trade opportunity between roughly 10 and 11 in the midst of some bumping along a resistance level. We may break through that and meet another resistance level, but the majority of that behavior will be bumping along resistance. And then we visit an established support level. We attempt to establish support or reestablish support between roughly 11 and 12. There's a bit of a decline after a peak at the roughly the 11:10-ish mark to looks like a notable trough midday between roughly 12 and 1. A male ruler is going to be highlighted in that hour as well, and we'll know that that's a notable trough based on the male ruler being highlighted. Some more sideways fluidity with a downward trajectory around that same time as well. A notable low, or a notable low. This is a very notable low in here, guys. The behavior for the low when we visit the truce price level around the day's low and the sideways fluidity. It looks like it's midday. There is a trade opportunity between roughly 1 and 2 o'clock in the midst of some strife behavior, which is moving averages acting as resistance and the price level bumping up against the resistance, spiking up against it and then falling further, and the spiking up to meet moving averages again and falling further. That's strife. In the last hour roughly, we're going to do some sideways rotation along a support level. A big push to the upside, possibly pushing the upper end of a range higher right around the close. But there's a very prominent move at the close and in the post-market trade opportunity right around the close, and it looks like we have a high for the day around the close as well. Following day's behavior, we're going to break down from a resistance level with increasing volatility on the way down. And I'm advised to trade around a big push to the upside today for the 11th. I'm advised to trade around a big push to the upside to reach a distant resistance level. So it looks like something to do at the end of the day. All right, guys, that's the 11th of March, 2022 for the S&P 500. Let me know how this helps, guys. Love to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe. And thanks to all you guys for your support. Love you. I'll see you all later.